A student has scores of 65, 72, and 95 on his first three tests. He needs an average of at least 80 to earn a grade of a B in the class. What is the minimum score that the student needs on the fourth test to ensure a B? I kind of joke around about this because, I mean, in this class we have homework and quizzes and stuff. But I know in another class they're like, if you got the 4 tests and that's like it, right? So this is kind of how it works. Well, let's set up the inequality, which, by the way, again, not everyone needs the inequality to solve this, and that would be fine if you did or did not. So let's look at the scores, right? You got the first test score as 65. The next one, boom, 72. Next, 95. What we don't know is the fourth test score, right? That's the one we're looking for. So I'm going to say X is the fourth test score. I'll just put fourth score, not 4 score. But X is the fourth score. And since we know that the average needs to be 80, so we're comparing this with 80, if we were to take these and add them together, which, by the way, still wouldn't be a comparison with 80, because you'd say, well, we want this to be greater than, it could be equal to 80, right? This is not a complete inequality because it's an average, which means that you're going to have to take all 4 of those scores and divide it by 4, all right? So an average is where you take the sum of values, and then you divide it by the number of numbers. That's a lowercase n, by the way. So in this case, we had 4 test scores. So we add them all together. That's the sum of the 4 test scores divided by 4. That's going to give us the average. We want this average, and it did say average, by the way. We now have this set up to solve, okay? And there's a couple of different ways you can start this. I mean, I guess by the order of operations, I'd say you'd probably add those 3 numbers together first. But instinctively, actually, for me, I would want to get rid of that fraction because fractions destroy lives. And so I'd say, on this one, I'm going to go ahead and multiply this side by 4. But if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. See that? So that's going to take away that divide by 4 right there, right? And now, this may look a little bit sloppy, but it should work. And we still have that greater than or equal to. But 80 times 4, for me, I just do 8 times 4, which is 32, and then tack on the 0. Now, what does this tell us? Because the nice thing about these word problems is you can interpret it as you go. That means that the 4 test scores, if you want an average of 80, it can be 320 points. I mean, it could be 400, right? Assuming that these are out of 100, even though it didn't tell us. But the 4 scores need to add up to 320 points. Well, now we will go ahead and add those 3 scores together, right? So, well, what the heck? I'll do the work here on the left. 65, I'm going to stack them, all 3 of them, and then add, which your calculator would do for you, but I don't know, I just feel like I should. So in the ones place value, 5 plus 2 plus 5 is 12, carry the 1. 1 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9 should be 23. Boom, there you go, 232. So as of right now, the student has 232 points with 1 test to take. So that's where we get the plus X right there. And that needs to be greater than or equal to the 320 points. I do need more space. Well, one stepper at this point, yeah, just take those 3 test scores that we have already summed up, and let's go and subtract them from both sides. Minus 3, 232. That zeroes that out just like we want. X now is greater than or equal to 90, nope. I better. So this final inequality tells us you can get an 88 on this 4th test, and you'd have that B average, which is apparently an 80. Or you could get more and still have, again, it's that at least part of it. Maybe I should have highlighted that in green because that was the inequality we had right there.